إيه now we are going live يعني on YouTube. Now we are live on Zoom. If you wanna attend this, إن شاء الله.
الله يخليك سكين. تقدر تعرف كم واحد بالشو؟ أنا ما أدري يوصل.
Sure. Skip this ad. Just like you skipped out on buying Amazon stock and Google and Apple.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Can you hear me? تسمعون صوتي?
Yes, we can hear you, Ali.
Okay, طيب. Welcome everybody. I hope you are all safe and okay and great at home. Inshallah, we wish all the best. We wish all the best for everyone. Today's session is data cleaning behind the scenes, a practical introduction. I'll be going through how to do data cleaning, a real life example from a semi-real life data set that I fakely created it. I'll show you later, and how we go through it to analyze it, first to clean it and make it ready to be analyzed. We are not going through the analysis itself. We'll just go through how to clean it. So yeah, let's start. My name is Ali Awadh. I am a technology specialist. Right now, I'm working in Zain, Bahrain. I have been working in technology since more than 17 years. And I have deep experience in programming, engineering, data analysis, and also innovation. My background is mostly technical and programming wise. So that's why I'm not going much in theory today. I will go directly into the practical part. One more thing, you can reach me on Ali Awadh 90 on Twitter and LinkedIn. So let's start. Data analysis, there's a process in doing it. First, we need to gather the data, and then we have to collect it, and then we have to process it. After that, we have to clean the data and do a little bit or in-depth exploratory data analysis. It depends, and you can go back and forth on it. After the data is clean and ready, we can do the modeling and the algorithm on it, and we can do the prediction. And then after that, we can communicate the result or show the report to the management or to the interest parties. Here, what I'll be focusing on, data cleaning and exploratory data analysis, a practical point of view. So what is the data cleaning? Data cleaning can be summarized as a two steps. Step number one is detecting, and step number two is taking action on it. So by detecting means, I need to know, is it incomplete? Is it incorrect? Is it inaccurate? Is it irrelevant? Any type. Once I have detected the data, then I have to take action on it. Whether I replace it, I'll modify it, I'll correct it, I'll remove it, I'll do anything with it. These are the main two steps of data cleaning: detecting and then taking action on it. There is a myth that, or truth, or yes and no, that data scientists and data analysts spend 80% of their time on data cleaning. Is it true? Is it wrong? Well, it depends. From my point of view, it depends. If you are in a place, in a company, or in a group that the data comes clean to you, then your life is easy. You will just do a little bit on it, and then you will enjoy, or you will do the data analysis, data science part of it. On other hands, other real life examples from other companies, no. It is your task to go and bring the data. Your task is to collect the data from different places. Your task is to join them together. Your task is to make them in a way that makes sense. And your task is to clean them. And your task is to make it in a format that can be used for data analysis and data science. This whole task is tiresome, especially if you are in a company or in a company that don't have a clear strategy of the data from step one. So it will be your task, and this is something very challenging to do, as I'll show you here in our real life example. So Done with the introduction. It was very brief. I will not go much into introduction. Let's go to the real life example. So an agency, what's the example that we want to do? Did a questionnaire on did a questionnaire on students and would like to analyze the collected data. The questionnaire is done twice, pre and post. Like at the beginning at the semester, I did once the questionnaire, and the second time I did it at the end of the semester to see the reactions after the semester. I need to analyze how did I do in my semester? Did I did good or not? So I need to see they did the questionnaire before and after. So they want to do data analysis, data science, AI, machine learning on the data, as everyone we know this. But there's a small problem. They collected 700 files. And yes, 700 files. Okay, how you are going to deal with it? It's Excel or CSV files, we will see it, but this is a real life example. So a reminder first before we go into the deep into the problem. Understanding the question is half an answer. And as I say in Arabic, فهم السؤال نص الجواب. Okay, so first we need to understand like, don't jump, try to solve it. No, first understand the problem exactly from all the angles, and then try to find the solution. So what they told us about the data is the data is not 100% consistent. Sometimes clean, sometimes not clean, and so on. Questionnaires are done on multiple schools. There are 118 schools. The questionnaire collectors or the individual who did the questionnaire are 60 people, male and female. Normally, each person will create a file under his name and will submit it. And that file will contain the collector name and the class number. And of course, it will be pre and it will be post. And then inside the file, it will contain the collector name, school name, class name, student name, and the result of the questionnaire. Guys, please, if you have any questions, I'm sure still early for questions, but please feel free to ask in the Zoom chat, and I'll try to answer with the help of Sayed. Problem understanding point 2 is we have 10 questions, and the column is like Q1, Q2, Q3, and with the possible answer is yes and no. So basically they will put yes and no, or they will put 1, 0. So in our example, they just put 1, 0. 1 is yes, 0 is no. What also they told us is that no one went through the files, the 700 files one by one to check the consistency. It is troublesome, some 700 files, who can do it? Okay, so they gave us this task and they told us they need help. And they assume that it is consistent. So take a minute, think what you're gonna do here. How long it will take you to finish this? I mean, I didn't show you the files yet, but take a minute to think about it, okay, and see what you can do until I show you. So next. The idea here is what? Let me show you the files. So this is the pre. This is one file. Okay, I hope it is clear. Say this is clear.
Yes, can you just, if you can zoom in more?
Okay, I'll open it in Excel. Let me show you first, because in Excel we have issues with Arabic. Okay,
Yeah, because some of our joiners are joining from their phones. So if you can, as much as you can increase the font size or zoom in, that would be
This
good.
is okay, Sayed?
I think this is really good. Yes.
Okay, so the files are in CSV format. So we have an issue with the UTF-8 and Excel on Mac. So how to solve it? See, this is the Arabic name. It's not coming properly. On purpose, I did the school name in Arabic to showcase the Arabic issues also while doing data analysis. So let me close it. Let me open it again with the proper way. Okay, so how to fix it on Mac or even in Windows if you face this problem. You go to data, because I know the data is in UTF-8. By default, Excel doesn't open it. So from text, 3, and take the first one. Okay, and here it will tell me which encoding I want. I know that it is UTF-8. So once I did UTF-8, I can see here now it's coming in the proper Arabic. So next, sorry, it's delimiter. Next, comma, and then I click on finish. So this is the data, and as Sayed said, please zoom in. Okay, so this is the first file. The first file, as you can see, is named Abi Hamas class 1. So this is the collector name, Abi Hamas, and it's from class 1. There's no mention of school name. And it is sorted by name. And as I can see, Abi Hamas, how many files he have or she have? 6 files, class 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And if we go inside the Excel file, we can see Abi Hamas, the collector name. We can see the school name. We can see the class, the student names, and the questions and their answers, 1, 0, 1, 0. So this looks clean, fine. I have 71 rows of this file from this collector. And I can see the school names. The student names are Ras, one name, Morganica, Arlie, Riyadh. Sorry guys for the names because I used the faker data to generate the fake names. So it's not easy to pronounce them. It's okay. We got the idea. So don't save and let's continue. So again, do you remember think what you will do here, how you are going to deal with this 700 files? The pre-files are 355. These are the pre-files. See how many files? These are the pre-questionnaire. And if we go back and go to the post, and these are the post results, 355 files. Okay. And total is 710. So how you are going to deal with it? So let's continue. Data preparation. The aim here is what? Is to prepare the data first. We have to prepare it. The first thing that comes to an analyst mind is to have one file only. If you have one file, it's easy to deal with it as an analyst or as a data scientist. So how you are going to do with it? And then how you are going to make them in one file. We have the collector name, the class, the school and student name, and then the result. The result is pre and post. Example here, Q1 pre, Q1 post. So this is what I'm thinking of how to generate the output file. So I discussed with the company who requested this data and asked them, is it okay that I give you this data in this format? They said yes. Excellent. If you can give it to us like this, you will make our life very easy. We cannot do it. Can you do it for us? I said yes, we can do it. A small note here, guys. This is not the best way, or I don't assume that this is the best approach. This is the way I think during this example, what is the best thing to be done. It's not necessarily this is the most correct way. There are different ways to do it. Feel free to use any style that you feel that it will do the job. But for me, this is the way I see fit in this example. Now, take another minute to think how you are going to convert the 710 files into one file and the same format that I said, with the collector name and student name, school, class, and then the questions as Q1 pre, Q1 post, Q2 pre, Q2 post, and so on. How you are going to do it? For me, I wanted like part of my experience is I get the job done. So in order to get the job done, I want the fastest and the quickest possible way to do it. For me, the way I choose is multiple tools all together, and I use an R language and a text editor to deal with the files. I'll show you exactly how I deal with them one by one. Again, a disclaimer, this is not necessarily the best tool. There are different ways to do it. For me, this is the way how I do it. It's not must that this is the best way. You can guys feel, of course, welcome to do any other criteria. So before I jump into the practical code now, how to deal with it, any questions? Sayed, any questions before I start the code, the actual?
Until now, Ali, there is no questions, but let's wait a couple of minutes, 1 minute only.
Sure.
Because there is a small delay between Zoom and YouTube.
Sure. I'm worried about the time. I need to finish quickly.
Yes, you can go ahead. If there is any questions, I will ping you.
Okay, so let's jump to the R code. So I will not give introduction to R. I will just immediately jump to the R code. Guys, for you who don't know the R language, don't worry about the code, about the syntax. Just worry about the thinking style, the thinking process, how I am thinking and how I am dealing with this data. So in that point of view, regardless of which tool you will use, you can use even Excel itself. Like you can write Excel macro scripts, VBA, Visual Basic for scripts, and you can do the same job as I'll do it in R. But I prefer R because you'll see it's much faster and much easier to do. So first thing first, I will load the needed libraries. I need tidyverse and I need read Excel. Actually, I don't need read Excel because there's no Excel files here or CSV. And then I'll be having two folders, pre and post. I'll be working in this directory. And the pre, I have 355 files. In the post, I have the same files. Okay. So as an example first, I will take the first file from pre. That is the Abihamas. Okay. And if we go to the R language, this is how I read Excel, read CSV from pre folder Abihamas class1.csv. Okay. As you can see here, I just highlighted it and I just read it. It is 70 files. This is the beginning, the school, working fine. And then I'll assign it to the variable. So let me run it. I assigned it to the collector1 pre. I didn't put the name Abihamas in the variable. I just put collector1. It's much easier for me. I can see here it's created. I can view it like this, collector name 1 pre. This is one way to view the data, or I can just view it as a spreadsheet within the R itself. So this is how I can see it. Because it is small, 70 rows only, not 1,000 or millions, I can view it in like spreadsheet style. So this I have read it properly and it's working fine. If I have millions, it's not recommended to open the million rows using the spreadsheet. It will take too long to load. So the best way to view a million files is to just type the name, it will show you the first 10 rows. Okay. Then what I did also, another step is to read the file name. Also, I need the file name to be as a column in my data that I have read. Okay, how to do it in R language? I took the same. I just put it here as a file name as I mutated, and I do string split using regression or regular expressions. I remove the CSV and the backslash. Okay, so this will create an array, and this is the array index, and I need index number 2, which is only the name, this one, which I need only this one. See, only this will give me only this one. So let me run this code, and it assign it to the same data frame. Okay, so if I run it again here down, I can see here file name. If you don't see it here properly, you can do what? You can do a glimpse, the same file. There's another way to look at the data from a different point of view. This is the glimpse. I can see here the file name, and I can see this, the file name is repeated properly, or as a spreadsheet as we saw before. Okay, and let me maximize it. So I can see here now the file name is coming properly. So see how easy it is in R. I always prefer me personally, I prefer R. It's much faster and clean, and I prefer to write things in code and see how it will behave the way I want it, not something magical. So I have read the pre-file correctly and perfectly. Now let's read, look at the file. Yeah, I think I did this already. I can do like this. I can do view as I showed you, and I can do a glimpse, another way to look at the file from a raw point of view. Let's do the same exercise to read from the post, the same file name, but from post. And I'll call it collector name collector one post. Okay, I read it and I assign the file name, and let me look at it. Same. Okay, and I can also view it as I showed you, and I can also do a glimpse on it. So let's take example now, a glimpse on before and after. Okay, so let's clear this, and let's do a glimpse on pre, and let's do a glimpse on post. Why I'm doing this? Just I want to show you the first student, Torrance Philippa Strack, same name here. Let's see the answers. Is 1 zeros 110. We can see it's different. The pre is different, the post is different. So I think we have read it correctly. And if we come here to the File Explorer or the Finder on Mac, I can see here 1 zeros 110. Let's go to the R. 1 0, yes, this is correct. The pre, and if I go to the post, I'm doing these checks, before I do the mass assigning in the script. Check one file, check the details, make sure you didn't do any mistake before you make a script to read the bulk files itself, because later it will be difficult. In the beginning, you have to do these small checks. So here the post is 00101 zeros, and if we go to the R, 00110 zeros. Yes, it is matching. Okay, cool. Go back to the R console. So what I'm doing here, guys, if you wonder, I'm just zooming in the console. I'm zooming in the console here. We're using the shortcuts. So you can do this, focus like this. Okay. So what I'm doing is I'm using the shortcuts to make it faster for me. Okay. So we have done this. Great. Now let's read the all files. How to read the whole files. I will not just waste time. I'll just quickly do it and show you how I do it and how easy it is to do. Okay. So I go to the console. This is the console of my Finder location. This is my Finder location. This is the files I'm using. It's a pre and post. So if I go to the console, this is a pre and post. Let me go inside pre. Okay, these are the files, ls-l. Or if you're on Windows, you can do dir. So these are the files. And if I go in the beginning, and I can see here Abi Hamas one. Great. Okay, so I can take them like this, one by one, or what I can do ls-l pre and put the output in pre.txt. Okay, and do the same thing. ls-l post and put the output in post.txt. Okay, and if I go to Sublime Text, I'm using text editor Sublime. Okay, if I go to the pre, I got the same output. Make it a little bit bigger. Okay, Abi Hamas is the first row, and post is the same thing. Abi Hamas the same file. If you can see, the file names are the same. It's just the folder is different. The post and the pre, yeah, it's the same. Okay, so let's clean it. So I'll use the techniques in Sublime Text to just remove all the stuff. So here I removed everything. Now I have only the file name. Okay, guys, if you wonder how I did this quickly, is each text editor has multiple rows editing. Okay, for me, I'm using the shortcut in Mac, which is the Command Shift and L. Like I select this and do Command Shift and L, and then I can do this, and I can play with the files the way I want. Okay, so the same thing what I did here is just I removed all of these. Okay, so now I have the file name, and I need to make it like this. I need to make it like this. I got the file name. So the best way to do it here now is to use Excel. Okay, so I put a file name here and go to the file. Take all the file names, put it in Excel. Okay, I got the file name. In R also, I need the collector name. So I'll need 1, 2, 3, like this, 9, 11, 12. So I need a count. So let me also put a count, 1, 2, 3, and then I'll just expand it. Okay, I have the count, and I need here the needed output. Our example, our output will be like this. I put it here just to compare. So this one will equal to, you didn't remind me, say to zoom in. Okay, so this will be is equal to collector and with count, and okay, we have it here. And then let me put the other one that is underscore read CSV, and then I'll close it with double quote and pre and quote, and I believe this one. Okay. What's wrong here? Okay. And then here I need to add this one. Okay, and on top of it, which is the, I think here I need 3. Yeah. So is this the same? Yes, it's the same. It's working fine. So it means I did it properly. So I will do for the whole files. This is the first step. And come to the Sublime Text. and remove this and put this file. So this is the first step. Let me change the style to R. Okay, so you can read it here. Why I'm using Sublime Text Editor, not the R editor? On Mac, the R editor is a bit slow. I don't feel comfortable writing fast on it. This is on R on Sublime Text is much faster for me. I can type very quickly here and I can get the job done. So this is the first step. We have put all the files with the collector name, with the count pre until the 35. See, the collector name is the same 6 files, but I'm using different file name for each one. I don't care the variable name here, because what is important is the final file. I'll be having one file, so this is just an intermediate process to read the files into variables, and then I'll merge them together. So it's not important if I use a counter name, it's just any file name. Okay. This is the first step. Second step is I need this column also, this line. Okay, so how to do this line? Go to the R, I'll put it top, and I'll put it at the bottom. So now I need to do this also. Let me remove the sideline here so you can see it. How to make this file also? It's also easy in Sublime Text. Select all, press enter. Okay, and then I'll go up, select copy, come down. I'm now just editing multiple lines. Okay, another one. See how easy it is once you know the tips and techniques of the tools. You can get your job much faster. Okay, mutate file name. I'm using tab to autocomplete. Okay, and then here I need to get each file name. So I'll go up, I'll go to the beginning, I'll come here, and I'll go to the last and copy. So I copied proper. Let me make sure that I really selected the proper ones through all of them. Since it's not very huge list, I can go by eye and see it one by one, that make sure that I selected the correct string to paste it later. Okay, it all looks fine. Yeah, here, no, here is wrong. See, it's not selected properly. It's the thing, double quote, not saying properly. Why? Because I used the cursor. So I'll do it again. I'll use the Alt to move. And now I think it will be okay. So let's go to the beginning. And if it is one character, yes. Let's go to the last. And it is yes. I selected properly. Copy, paste inside. No, sorry. Paste inside. Done. And then I'll add the other one, .csv or backslash. Great. And then add the array. This is the array added. Okay, so I think I'm done. So let's go on the top, make sure that this one is the same as this one. Yes, it's the same. So I have done it properly. I can double check here in the R console. Yes, it's working properly. Great. So go back to the Sublime Text. So by this, I have done what I want to do. I have written 700 lines of code to read and mutate a column of the file name for all the 355 files from the pre folder. So if we go now to the R console, I have done this before. I just showed you how I do it. So I have it here, done. Okay. So far, so good. Any questions? Okay. Now let's read them all. So I'll just highlight, because as you know, in R, I can highlight what I want to run. I'll go to the 355. It is here. Okay, so let me clear this. Control Enter. Okay, so it is running properly. I'm not getting any error messages. And done. 355 files I read within how many seconds? 3 seconds? Great. And here, if you see any error syntax mistake, you will see an X here. Okay, let me show you here. See here, this is what I mean. If you did any mistake in the code, it will show you. It took some time in our console in our editor to appear because I think the code is a bit huge. Okay, but anyway, this is wrong, so all of them is wrong. So this is what I mean is if something is wrong, you will see it. Okay, and the rest are gone. So I think we have a question. Yes, no?
Yes, we have one question. Can we do it by getting all file names from directory post and pre and loop through it?
Yes, we can do this the same, but I didn't do it because from my experience, I mean, it depends. We can do it, yes. But from my experience is we will face issues with the files and you will have errors later. And to pinpoint, you have to find out and then you have to read that file only. Okay, so it depends on the use case. For me, in this use case, because the files are not clean, and of course, if it is systematic and if it is clean, of course, you do a loop and you khalas, the job is done. But for in our case, we know that the files are not clean. Each file has a bit unique. I have to go back, fix it, and read it again. So that's why I did it like this. It depends. I hope I answered you. So the same thing for post. I will not show you how I do it for post, but it is the same. You might tell me, why don't you go to the editor, to the Sublime text, and just replace the pre with post? I don't recommend this. Why? Because the file names in the post, in the pre folder, are not specifically the same 100% in the post. You are not sure. If you want to write a script to double check that, you can do it. But as in this example, we know that some people will miss the file names, and I'll show you later as an example. That's why I put the file name as a column inside. I can compare it later. So let me also read the post, because since I have the code, I don't want to waste time in repeating the same steps. It's the same. 355, yes. Okay, read them all. I think I have read them, we have read them. Also in R, I have the environment variables. I can see here, these are the files that I have read. Okay, this you can see it visually. Also, you can write it in command or in console how to see the variables that are already available. And you can see each one has how many observation, how many variables. In R, observation mean rows and variable mean columns. Okay, so now we here read collector one pre and collector one post. Okay, we have read them properly and we have the same for all of them. Collector 99 post, collector 99 pre. Great. Done. This step is done. I have a note here. If you have an Excel, you can do the same thing. Instead of read CSV, you can do read Excel like this. Read Excel, and you can put the Excel file name, file.xlsx. Okay, the same thing. But here I want to mention something that by default, this function will read the first sheet. And as from experience, and these types of examples, some collectors, they put it on sheet one. Some collectors, they like to do some fancy stuff. Like on sheet one, they will make a title, introduction, and some colors, and then they will put the result in sheet two. So in this case, you have to be careful. You have to read that file as a sheet two. Just a small note. Okay, now let's bind, or let's merge the whole pre-files together and the whole post file together. Okay, I have here the code here ready. Let me do it here and here. Okay, so let me take this one, copy, make a new file. Okay. As I said before, we can make this very easy. Unfortunately, in Sublime Text, there is no way to delete duplicates, so I'll do it in Excel. I'm just showing you guys this just to see techniques of how to deal with data, huge amount of data, with simple techniques in Excel, in Sublime Text, in Notepad++, if you are using Windows, and any text editor. If you are really more guru, you can go into the shell scripting, and you can do it using AWK, awk, or sort, or any other stuff like that. Okay, so why I did this, just to remove the duplicates. Okay, so now here I have the file names unique. Go back here. Okay. Also, because I want it to be as a variable, so I want to make like this. Okay. And then I'll make, let me also make it syntax R. So I'll make it full free. I will assign, I will do what? I will do bind rows. I believe this is the function. Yes. Bind rows, open parentheses and close it. And I'll take all this line and put it here. Okay. Because this is not a nice way of doing code, see how long it is. So normally what I like to do, I like go to view, I like to make it 120 characters, just a ruler, or I can make a practice that every 10 I'll make a break. Every 10 I'll make a break. Let me minimize a little bit. Sorry guys, just to see it. Okay. Why I'm doing this, there is multiple benefits to this step. You will see later. Okay. I will do only for the pre. For the post, I will not do. So until I finish, I'm doing it on purpose, guys. Okay. Say, do you have any questions until I'm done?
Nope. Until now, we don't have any more questions.
Almost done. Okay, done. Okay, so this thing is done. So go back to R. Because this is clean, so let me do it again here. Okay, let me read it. Okay, it's done. And let me read it. Yeah, we have an error. Okay, suppose we had it the other way around. Let's take this. I have it copy. Let's take the other way around. Okay, if we have it as a one line, copy, and so I'm doing this on purpose because this is a real life example that you will face with a huge number of files. This is the first problem. If you have it all in one line, it's complaining. Collected not found, it means what? It means it's too huge for it. It's too long for it. That's why I break it down. You can break it at 100, but for now I did it on 10. For the post, I will do it on 100. So this is the first reason why I didn't use a single line. Now, the second one is 10. If I run it, I'm getting an error. Column Q2 cannot be converted from numeric to character. So one of the files that I have read previously, it seems it has a different data type than the others. So it cannot merge. You cannot merge a different data type with another one. So now the question, how to find it? I will not waste too much time in explaining too much. Let's do it. So as a guideline, guys, as you know, as a binary search in programming, the fastest way to search something is to cut in half. So let's just cut this in half. Okay, let's read it here. Okay, I cut it in half. Okay, and I remove the last comma here. So let me read the first half. The first half is complaining. If I read the second half is also complaining. So I have two problems. Like what happened here, if it faced a problem in one of the files, it will break. It will not continue to show you the other error messages. This is how R works. So that's why I split it, and let's see the first one. So it means here what we have problem into two halves. So let's break it again in another half at 100. Okay. Read the first one. The first one read successfully. Here we don't have a problem. Read the second one. Here we have a problem. Again, cut in half. It's a nice technique, la? Cut in half. It's have a problem. This one don't have a problem. Here also cut in half. Have a problem. Here don't have a problem. Now we are pinpointing the exact file name that has an issue. Okay, let's see this one. This one read successfully. This one have a problem. Also, what we can do here, also we can cut it in half. Read this one. It read successfully. This one have a problem. So we have problem in one of these files, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So let's see them. Double click, Command Enter. Q2 is double. Here Q2 is double. Here Q2 is character. I found the file. This is the collector name 18. So the point here is part of the data cleaning and the fast way, how long it took me to identify that this has a problem. Okay, this is the tips and techniques that is needed to get the job done quickly. Okay, let's continue, check other files. Q2 is fine. Q2 is fine. So we have problem with 18. Okay, 18 is which one? I cannot read the file name completely. I can do a view sheet by command and click on it. It will open it as a sheet like this. I can see the file, or I prefer always in R is the glimpse. Okay, so I have found the file. It is Gerald Bergstam class 4. Let's go to the file itself. 3 Gerald number 4. Q2. What's the problem here? I know it is small, guys, but can you identify the issue? For me, I have identified it. I know what's the problem. Let me open it in Excel. Okay, again, let's open it normally because we don't need the Arabic name in the school. So I'll open it like this. We have a problem with Q2. So let's zoom. Q2 here looks fine, looks fine, looks fine, looks fine. Here is the problem. What is this? This is 1O. So this is a problem. Okay. And how to deal with it? You can either manually fix the file here and read it again. This is one step. The other step is in our language. I can do like this. I can collector 18, I can read it again. Okay, and I can force column types because I have how many columns here? Here, as you can see, I have 14 columns. Okay, so I have to specify the column types. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Yes, I specify the first one to be character, double, character, double, and all of them double. I can, by forcefully assign character tabs while reading the file. And by this, it will convert it to NA because it cannot convert the 10, the 10 into a number. It's a different logic in Excel. It can do it because it do some automatic casting, very high level casting in Excel. And R, no, it's very specific. It will give you an error. You have to take an action on it. How you will deal with this one? So because we know the data, we know that manually fixing this row, it's not a matter of death and life, you know. It's just a matter of one questionnaire. The user by mistake, he entered 1O or the collector, and it will not affect on the overall analysis. It will just very minor, it will affect. So I can just manually fix it to 1 or manually fix it to 0 or keep it as an NA. So for our example, what I will do, in my previous example, I set it, this is one way, it will be as an NA. In my example here, I will go to the file itself. And because it is CSV, I'll open it in text edit. Sorry for the small font, guys. Okay, and I know where it is, 1O. I know it is here. I'll just remove the O. Okay, and I'll save it. Close. So I manually fixed it. Okay, so for you to see it, and if I have run it again, where is it? 8. You said it's 14, right? No, 18. Here is one. I have to read it again. So this is what I mean. I have the code here, so I had an issue. I will read it again. I will read these two files again. I have read them again. So now all of them are double. Okay, now it's okay. Now if I go back here and if I run it again, it's working properly. Okay, so we have fixed the first part of the error. Second part of the error is the other half. Collector cannot be converted from numeric to character. Again, let's try to fix the same thing. So what we will see here, 1 second, I guess. I'm losing battery. I'll put the other one.
While Ali is connecting his charger, I just want to announce that we have a WhatsApp group now for GDG Manama. I have shared the link for the form if you want to be added.
Very low.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah, but is my voice clear? Because your voice is very low.
Yeah, your voice is clear.
Okay,
So
let's continue.
I just want to announce that we have a WhatsApp group, and I have shared the form to participants in the chat if you want to be added to our WhatsApp group for GDG Manama. All right, thank you. Ali, you can continue.
Can continue?
Yes.
Okay, great. I'm thinking, I'm sensing I'm taking long time here. So the same technique here we will use to find the other error, and the other error is what? Is this one? Is this file? I already done it before. So this file is Celia Labidi class 3. So let's see it. Go to here. And this is number 3. So what's the problem here? We can see here the collector name. This is the post. No, not this one. Let me find it. It's better because I think I have missed something. Okay, so here is the problem. This one is okay. And here, let's split it again. Okay, here we have the problem. This is okay. This one, split it again. Here we have the problem. This one, split it again. Here we have the problem. This one, split it again. Here we have a problem. So what is the problem here? Here's the problem. The collector 201. 201 is Lucius. Lucius Jasad. This one. So this one is okay. 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 Only this one. See here, the column names are coming like this. So glimpse. Class number 2. No, this one, just that. Yeah, here. This is the problem. As you can see that the columns are shifted. You can see here, the columns are shifted to the right. So here, question 9 and 10, and here we don't have it. So how to fix it? You either open it in Excel and fix it, or you'll handle it in the Excel sheet. For me, how I will fix it, the quick way is to come to the text edit, and I know exactly what's the problem is these 2 columns. Okay, it was shifting the columns, and then go back and then open it. It is fixed. Okay, and then go back to the R go up, find it again, and read it again, and have here again and read it, and voila, it's working fine. So now if we go to the original big file, is this one, read it, is not giving any problem. I hope this is clear. This is a typical example on how to deal with the errors. Like this is what I want to say. I want to merge them together, and I want to see that all of them are fine. So now I'll be having one file. This is full pre. This is the full pre, 18,000 records, and I have the same columns. Okay, collector, school, class, student, Q1 till Q10, and then I have file name. And then I have a few extra columns. I will deal with it later in the next steps. The same thing we will do for post. Okay. I have cleaned the data for post because I have some errors. And this is. Now let's go to the next step because I don't want to waste time. Now it is almost took 1 hour. Let's continue. Now we have the two files, the full pre and the full post. Okay, and the rest I don't need them. I can delete them and I can do with them. So let's look at the files. Okay, let me maximize this one. Okay, a glimpse, full pre. I have collector, school, class. We have to see, look at the columns, student, Q1 to Q10, file name. And then I have another student name full. I have X15, X16. I have column number 2 as a name 2. I have column as a full student name. I have a column as a student name. This is interesting. Let me look at the file as a spreadsheet. Okay, just for you to make it easy. So I have the student name here. I have two columns, X15 and X16. It seems it came by mistake from the previous steps. So let me do a count in R. I see what's inside. So it's all null. Like I want to see the unique values of this column. It's all null. It's fine. It can be ignored. And X16, the same thing. So that's why I took a conclusion. Ignore column X15, X16. Let's take the other columns. I have student name. The student name, I have it here, but why do I have the student name here? Okay, but why do I have it again here? Like, could it be a different column name? Let me sort it. Yeah. So for this file is using this student name as a column for the student, and he don't have a student column. So when I did the merge, okay, it filled out as a blank here, okay, and the other one it filled the proper name. Interesting. The same thing for full student name. Some collectors are changing the format of the file and they're using their own style. So this is one style, this is another style, and this is a fourth style. This is a real life example, and I'm sure, guys, you are struggling with it. Okay, so now we found that we have column names for student, 4 different column names. So I'll show you how to handle with them. And then we have a column number 2 as a name 2. What it is? Number 2 is a school name. This is مدرسة رابعة العدوية الابتدائية للبنات. For the one who don't speak Arabic, sorry guys, on purposely I put the school names in Arabic just to deal with some Arabic text in this example. Okay, it's not important to understand what's the meaning as of now, but I can tell you that this is a school name, and if we go to the school name here, it's empty. So again, some collectors, they didn't use the column school, they renamed it to 2 for any reason, by mistake or anything, and speaking as a school name. The same thing for number 3 is a class. Number 3 is what? Is a class. Class is not coming here. It's coming as a column number 3. Okay, so now we understood what are these errors, what are these columns, how to fix them in R, or how to deal with them. I'm not sure how you are going to deal with it in Excel or in any other tools, but in R, it is very easy to deal with it. So first, let's fix the student names. There is a function called coalesce. Okay. Find first non-missing element. Find the first non-missing value at each position. This is inspired by the SQL coalesce function, which does the same thing for nulls. Okay. So I'm using it to find all the ones and make a new column called student name. So I'll make a new, mutate a new column named student name, and I'll put in it student name full, student, the column that I found for the students. Okay. And the glimpse is just, this is just to test. I'm not assigning anything. So student name is coming properly. This is another test just to show you that it is working fine. Okay. Again, guys, this is not a course to show you the R. This is just a course of identifying the problem and how to fix it. The way I see in R is much easier for me personally. Maybe, guys, you have another better way to do it. Now, I made a new column called student name. Now, these are empty to runs, and here is to runs. So this is the first check is true. Let me sort on this column. Let me maximize it. And this is here, it bring it here. Great. Here is empty. This column is done. This column, again, Adelina is here, and here is empty. Great. And then the last one, if I sort it here, sorry, if I sort it here, AB, it came as an AB. So this will be my final column. This column doesn't have any nulls. So it will bring all the student names from all the columns here. It will join them together, and the null it will replace with the one that we'll find in the other one. And these here are fine. Great. So I fixed the student name. And let me assign it. So this is the assignment. I'll assign it back. Fix the school name. The same thing for the school name. So I'll make a new column called school name, and I'll merge school and column number 2. And do the same thing for pre. For school, sorry, this is the, not assign, this is the testing. I'll just assign it. I'll just go quickly, guys, because I'm afraid of the time. I don't want to go too much more than 2 hours. And then the same thing for fixing the class. This is another way of writing the code. Instead of separate lines, I write in one line code, because now, guys, I believe now you know the idea. So I'll merge the class and column 3. So done. Now I have the clean data set in full pre. I have the clean data set, and now I will only select the needed columns, and I'll get rid of the others. By this step, guys, again, I'm going a bit fast because of the time, but by now I have checked all the columns, and I'm sure that all of them are correct. These are the correct ones that I need. So I will reassign to the same variable. Done. And let me just view it as a spreadsheet quickly. Okay, file name, collector, school name, class number, student name, and I have from Q1 to Q10. I get rid of the other columns. This is done. The same thing I will do for the post. Okay, so let me just fix it for the post. Same thing, I found the same student name, full name. So let me fix the first one, and then fix them. Okay, now by this step, I have a clean columns in a pre and post file. Now, what's the next step? The next step is go into the rows itself for each column. Before doing that, let's merge them, because I want to find any errors in the merge. By merging, I'm not finding the solution. No, by merging, I'm just trying to have one file, and I'll be working on one file to eliminate and find all the problematic data. So this, I'm binding the post and free into one file, and it will be named full row. Let's look at it. It's 36,000 rows, okay, and I have all of them in one row. I have 15 columns. This is one way to look at it. There is another way to look at it as a glimpse. So far, so good. Any questions? Good.
We have one comment in YouTube
Now,
saying everything is واضح يعني كاتب بالعربي. Everything is
I
great.
cannot hear you say it.
Ali, can you hear me now?
Say it
Let me
again.
just 1 second.
Yeah, now I can hear you.
Okay, I'm saying that there is one comment saying that it's واضح. Everything is واضح. Ali.
Okay, ممتاز. Thank you, guys. Let's continue. Now, by this step, the next step, I have made the columns are clean. Now let's go to the data inside of each column one by one. So I will start with the collector. So one way to do is a count in R language. So I will find the unique values of the column collector, and I will see the count of it. Okay, this is one way to see it in R. There's another way to see it as a spreadsheet, okay, with sorts, like it is sorted. Okay, Abi Hamas have 596 rows. Abi Bachelor, same thing. So let's just go through it quickly, see if anything is okay, not okay, any duplications, any something not usual, the trend of the count. Like on average, each collector is doing around 500, 600, 400 collection or surveys. It is fine. I don't see any problem here. So like I will not go too much deep, but from the first look, I can see that it's fine. So I took a conclusion, collector name seems to be fine. Next step, we have seen the collector name. Let's go to the file name now. Let's see the file name. The file name is like this, okay? This is the first count. It's a bit interesting. Some of them are high, some of them are less. Let's sort them and let's view them, okay? Okay. See this name, Josie Con. He don't have a class. As we said in the beginning, we have a file name, class number. Let's go to Josie Con in the files. Where is Josie? This is the one. I typed by spelling, on the keyboard, I go quickly to the file. So this is Joe Con, and before that, the previous one is one school, one class. Fine. This file, one school, one class, another school, another class, another school, another class, another school, another class, another school, another class, another school, class, and so on. So what he did, he tried to be smart, Josie Con. Instead of having a different files per class, he merged them all in one file. And throughout the whole collectors, he's the only one. Okay, so, and we found him without anyone telling us. Okay, this is one way to see it. Okay, cool. Will it make any issues for us? No, because either way we are going already to merge them all in one file. So he did the job for us, that guy only. So it's fine. It's not something that we have to worry about here. Okay, let's continue seeing the file names. It looks okay, 100, fine. Okay, let me go to the end. See here, Winifred Coley. And then here we have Winifred Coley, but here we have Miss. We have Wilfred Colley. We have Miss. So the Mrs. Winifred Colley, it seems one of the files as a file name she's putting as Mrs. and the other one she's not putting. Interesting. So these are not the same. Okay, because this file name should be same as this one. They should be in one file. But will it matter for us? No, because why? Because we already have a collector name inside, and we checked before the collector name is valid. So the file name will not be using it for anything. We will check later, but as of now, it will not, it should not affect us. The other issue we found also this one, my bill Christ or Christ, here with double L, here one L. Interesting. Okay, we have to be careful of these spelling issues, especially in Arabic, which is so much difficult than English. English you can just find like this. Arabic is sometimes Hamza, sometimes without, sometimes lam more. You will see later also. Same thing here. Okay, anyway, we got the idea. We found names that are not matching, but we will not do anything here. We will report it to the findings. We will report to the company that they ask help from us, that the file name are not unique, not consistent. We can fix it for them, or we can just highlight the one that are not consistent. Okay, but for now we will not do anything. It will not affect our analysis because we are not going to depend on it. We are going to depend on the collector name, which is okay from our point of view. Next, school name. This is interesting. Let's view. Guys, this is in Arabic, sorry guys. So, okay, let me sort. Okay. Do you find any issues here? I found one here. مدرسة الاستقلال الثانوية للبنات with Hamza down. مدرسة الاستقلال الثانوية للبنات من غير Hamza. They should be the same school. Why it is like this? Why it is like this? Interesting. Another one. Same thing here. مدرسة البسيتين إعدادية للبنات. مدرسة البسيتين إعدادية للبنات. Same thing. الإعدادية. There is a Hamza here. الإعدادية here. There is no. Okay. Normally, Arabic in R is not very nice. So what I will do, I will write it. I read the same count. I will write it in CSV. Okay, and I will go to the file here. Go back. Okay, here, open it in Excel. Because now we need the Arabic, so I will close it. I will make a new one, and I will do import because it is. In R, it is writing in UTF-8, and in Mac, Excel and Mac are not opening it by default. It's opening it as a Macintosh. I don't know why. Anyway, so this is how the way to fix it. So delimited, next, comma, remove the tab, next, and finish. Yalla, yalla, yalla. This is why I hate Excel, see? Just opening it is taking time. It's just 7 KB. Why is it taking time? Seven KB, not big. Why is it taking time? Adjusting column width. Okay, that's why I don't like Excel. I prefer the console way of dealing with data. And for me, R is the perfect tool to deal data on the console. Oh, it seems I opened a wrong file, that's why. Yeah. I opened the wrong file. Sorry guys, my mistake. So do again. Data from text. School names. Sorry, my mistake. I read the wrong file. So go to UTF-8, next, comma, next, and finish. And press on OK. And here we have it. Okay. And as Sayed said, small. So let's make it 130. Yeah. Let's put the filter and let's sort by name. Okay. So we have sort by name. Here we can see it exactly clear. Let's make another big. Al-Istiqlal, here there is no Hamza, here is an Hamza. So this is the first two issues. Okay. And then we have the same one for what? These two. Same thing. What else do we have? I will just go quickly because I know what is the problems. Okay, but for you guys, you have to go one by one to identify the issue. Okay, and we have this one and this one. Okay, if you can see this, I'll put a different color. See, Ayman, there is no Hamza on there's no Hamza on Ayman. Here, Ayman, there's Hamza on Ayman, and here there is both Hamza and Hamza. So we have three styles of here, Ayman school. Awal Adadi is the same thing. Okay. We have this also no Hamza here, and I believe the rest is okay. Okay, so because we don't have much schools, we have 108 unique schools, so it's good to go through them one by one, make sure that the data is you identify you first identify, then you take an action. Okay, so we identify them. So first school, let's fix them. So I will do a filter and I will do a count. Okay, I found them here in R. Okay, and let's fix it. Let's take one, mutate the other one to this one. I'm using case one in R language. I will not go into the code details. Just the idea is filter, find this one, and if you found, replace it with this one, and the rest keep it as is. Okay, and before assigning it, I'm testing it, so it will become one unique. Great. And now this call is assigning. Now I assigned it. I did for the pre, I did for the post also. I'm more like I need to fix it on the pre and post file. I shouldn't fix it on the full file, because for full, I'm just seeing the data to identify the issues. Once identified, I need to fix it on the original. For me, in this example, the original is the pre and post. The second school name, same thing, identify them. I identify them, try to fix them. It's as a test, it's working, and now do the assignment. Done the assignment, done the assignment. Do the same thing for the rest on Ayman, as I showed you, and also the Awal. But here, as a homework, guys, you can do it yourself. We finish with that column. Continue. We don't have much left. We are almost there. The idea is just to, before I continue, let me show you what is left. Okay, so what is left is, where are we? We are step 12.4 here. Okay, so we will be checking class number, and then we will be checking the student name, and then we'll be checking the Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4 until Q10. Once it is done, and once we fix the data, done, we are done with the cleaning from column point of view, from row point of view, from data point of view, as quite in depth. Like we didn't go much details to check letter by letter. That's too much. That is needed really if the analysis is very critical and high risk. For example, for patients, it's an issue, a matter of live and die. So you have to be very careful. But for this, we know the agent or the company what they want to do. They have done an study in the school, a program, and they wanted to evaluate that program before and after. So small mistake here and there, it will not affect much. So with that keeping in mind, the context and the business requirement, we know how to deal with the data, the error messages. So once this is done, then we can do the final step, which is the join. And then we are done. Okay, so this is the steps that we are going to continue by the next half an hour, 15 minutes. I'll try to finish within 15 minutes. Then I'll open the door for questions and answers. Okay, I'll try to go continue the class number. So we do a count on the class number and we found there is NAs. There is empty data on the class number. Let's have a look at it. Let's filter on it. These are empty. Why do we have empty? So file name Luigi. Let's do the same thing. Let's do glimpse. Okay. So the first one is Luigi Prata class 2. Let's go to pre. Luigi. Yeah, here. So this guy, why I want to the source file? I want to see from source what's the issue. Is it the whole class empty or a few rows? Okay. So again, we found the issue, and what we can do here, we can manually fix it because we know that this is class 2. I can put class 2 here manually. Okay, but for this I have to go through one by one file. I have to find the count of this unique files. How many I have here? I have only 18 rows. Okay, so it's easy to fix. Like when I do a count, it will be let me do it for you. And do a count on the file name. Okay. Yeah, you have only 2 files. So job is easy. Fix this file, and that's it. The issue is fixed. This is one way to do it. Okay. The other way to do it is we decide to remove this because it will not, because we need to join the database on the class number. Okay. And also, it's not unique. It depends on the context. So in the context now here, as I said before, we can decide, should we delete, should we fix them? Because now we found that this very easy to fix them. It's easy. Other way, just remove the NAs. So I'll filter out the NA class numbers. We have 80 NA, just remove them, filter and assign them again. Okay, so I remove them from pre and I do again and I don't find any filter. So this is 2 ways of dealing with this missing data of the class number. What about the post? Post is clean, finished. Let's check with student names. Student names, well, interesting. Let's do this. Sort. Wow, we have some student duplicates 96 times. We have Ali duplicate 86 times. Could it be same class, same school? Let's see. Normally, there shouldn't be any duplication. There should be maximum 2 pre and post. Okay. Let's see. Ali 86. We have Ahmed with A. We have Ahmed with A. Interesting. Okay. And we have these counts 96. Doti Webster. Why this Doti is 96 times? Okay. Let's go to the end. These are ones. Ones means what? Means it's either in the pre or post. It didn't come in both. Also interesting. And some names we have it as what? As dots. Where is it? Yeah, here the dot. Sorry guys, I'm going quickly. Yeah, here. Okay. And also, I think we have NAs. It's not coming here. Yeah, here. We have 17 rows without any student name. So the rest we will keep now. And for the NA, I will just remove them as we remove the class number. Okay. So we removed. Okay, now let's see. Do we have any NA? No, it's done. Okay. And for the student names, the one that are duplicate, we can look at it later and we will see. Now to finish, let's look at the question one. Let's take count of question one. Question one normally should be only 0 and 1, but we have here 11 also coming. Let's find it. We have here file, Frederick Cloco. Here, we found it. Okay, you have 11. What we should do here, you can either put 0 or 1 or delete the whole row, depend on the context. But you got the idea. Okay, this is nothing new. Okay, and I will be doing the same thing for Q2. Q2 is clean. Q3, it's not clean. We have 9, 11, and 1 is coming as an answer. So we have to clean them. But right now I'm not clean. I just want to continue. Same thing for 5. Same thing for 5. We have 5 and 10, and so on. You got the idea. I will not go into details. Okay. Suppose that we have fixed them all. The final step is what? The final step is to do the merge. Now we have the clean pre, we have the clean post. Now we need to merge them in a way to have the collector name, school name, class name, student name, and then the questions Q1 pre and post, Q2 pre and post, Q3 pre and post. I know you can see the code here, but take a minute to think, how would you do it in Excel or any other program? Okay, if we have the pre, we have 18,000 rows, and we have the post, 18,000 rows. Okay, it could be simple to do it in maybe in Excel because it's just 18,000 rows. What about if you have 500,000 rows? What about if you have 1 million? Well, from my experience, R can do it. Okay, and if R can do it, there are multiple ways to do it by scripting. As I told you, I have experience, and depth details, how to deal with this stuff, a huge amount of data and memory, and how it will affect the PC and the server. We can do it. But for now, this is more than enough to do the job. And how long do you think it will take? Done. Okay, so it did the merge. Okay, and is it here? So let me put it in a variable called full. Okay, and let's see it as a view. Okay, as a spreadsheet. Okay, see now it's big. It's taking time to open it. Okay, so we have the file name, we have the collector, we have the school name, we have the class number, student name, and then we have We have the file name pre because we didn't do merge using the file name. So file name will be pre and post, because as you remember, the file names are not the same. Okay, you are dealing with it as the pre question one. So we have question one pre, question two pre, three pre, four pre, five pre, until 10. And then again, we have the file name post, Q1 post, Q1 2 post, and so on. And for this collector, this school, this student, Torrance Philippa, she did the grading or the questionnaire pre. So it is 1000000110, and the post is different. So I think we did the job. Yes, we did the job. And how big is this? Is 18,000 record. Great, we did the job. Okay, let's do a few things. As a left join, I did a left join. There are different types of joins, left, right, inner, outer. But for our task is we need a left join. So see what is missing. What if a student did a survey questionnaire before and didn't do after, or the vice versa? He didn't do before and did after. How can we find these students? It's very simple. You do the same thing and you just do a filter on the Q1 post as empty, is null. If it is null, it means it was not found. So these are the ones. Okay, so let's view them. Okay. And they are 88 rows. Okay, so this student, this collector, this student, Angelica, she did the pre before questionnaire, but she don't have any data on the post. And we found her. Okay, good, great. And we found all these students, and some of them are like this, who, because we removed the NA, who did and didn't do post. What about the vice, the other way around? The other way around is to do a filter on Q1 pre to be null. We don't have any, 0. Okay, so it is nothing, so it's okay. We don't have any one student who didn't do in the pre but did in the post. Okay, and put it in a full name, as I did here before. I already did, I will not run it again. We can do a summary on the full. Okay, what summary does, as a the basics of data analysis, that it will give you a summary of each column. Okay, as we know that Q1 post we have 88 nulls, so all the post columns, these ones are giving us the NAs, the nulls, and it will give a little bit statistical information about the minimum, first quartile, the median. I mean, this is not the scope of this lesson to go into statistics and data analysis. It's just show you that this is how to do a summary. And school name is character. You cannot do summary on a character. You can do summary on factorize. So convert it, transmute it to a factor, or mutate it to a factor, and do a summary, and it is like this. Okay, and there are others, of course. So by default, only give you the first 5, top 5. And this is not final step. Before we give the data to our agent, to our company, I will give them the full data without removing the NAs. And I will tell them, guys, this is the full merge. You have to do filter on the NAs or the empty data. For that, it means they didn't do the questionnaire. So it's up to you to delete them or not. For you guys, let me write it. For you as a company, now I'll give you the file. Now it is clean as the way that you wanted, and it is up to you how to deal with it. So I hope I have done the job for you. And let's go back, and it is written here as 3 MB. And if we open it, okay, let me close this one. Let me close this one, don't save. Close. Okay, and go to data. Until I open, I'm done. So any question, guys? So this is the file. Okay, get the data. Delimited. No, it is encoding first because we need the school names. So we can just do it like this and resave it and give it to them, saved. Or we can tell them do it the same on Windows and save it from Windows PC. So delimited, comma, remove the tab, go to next, and it's done. Click on finish. This will take time. As I showed you before, I opened the wrong file. This was this file. And see, guys, in R, how fast it is to do summary, to do summarize, to do everything on this file, even to write it to disk, even to merge. It was very fast. See, Excel, well, no comment. No, I mean, I'm not saying that Excel is not good. No, Excel is great. But there are some things are done much faster and much better using other tools. I have a bonus content until this is opens. Practical. So these are the steps that we did. We have done 13 steps. These are the steps. I have summarized it in this slide. Disclaimer, this is not the best tool and fastest tool, as I said in the beginning. There could be others I'm not aware of. I'm not expert. But this is how I do and how I get the job done. And the bonus, how did I get the data? The school names, I get it from Ministry of Education statistic, open data site. I took the Arabic school names. I modified manually the school names to be problematic. So I did it on intention to show you that we found these problems. Student names and collectors, I got from these sites. I use different ones because, you know, fake data, you cannot generate more than 1,000, you have to buy. But this one, you can do a lot. You can do more than 13,000 I did, it's allowed. So I use a combination. Student names, I did it differently because I wanted to do on purpose the duplication of student names. We didn't go in depth on student duplications, how to deal with it and how to correct it. Maybe another class or another session if needed. And I used the programming skills to generate the fake 710 files. For me, I used PHP. Let me show you the PHP code, fake data. This is the PHP. Okay. So I tried to make it very simple. So I brought the collector 60 columns here in the PHP file. I brought the school names 118 here in the PHP. I brought the student names 18,000 here. So that's why I'm doing one line. So it will not make, okay. 18,000. I know this is not the best way. I just need to get the job done, guys. I don't want to make database, blah, 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 blah. No, just get the job done. Okay. I'm doing some checks to delete the file before I run the code. And this is how I run the code. I run the code for the whole student names. I do randomization. And I collect the data. I put it in an array to check that I collected the school name or not. And then I will write for pre. And I will do another randomization of the answers. I will write the post. Okay. And that's it. If anyone interested, I can post the code online. Okay, and the last step, say it before I continue. We have opened the Excel file. Yes, this is the file pre-name collector and Q1 pre, Q1 post. Yeah, and some of them are, I think, let's do a filter. Some of them are NA. Yes, exactly. These are the NAs. We have 88. Okay, I am done. I hope I delivered the content that I wanted to show you, guys. Any questions?
Okay, thank you, Ali, for this great session. We will just wait for 30 seconds if there is any questions. I started the timer.
I hope I was not fast. I was trying to cover.
No, it was great. It was amazing.
Okay, good.
It's just that there is small delay between Zoom and YouTube, and most of our followers are on YouTube now.
Good.
Okay, I think there's no further questions. You can end this session if you want.
Okay, guys. You have my how to contact me. You can contact me on LinkedIn or Twitter, and I'll try to share the slides and the code and the files if needed on GitHub, and I put the links on the meetup meeting.
And
I
if you
hope it
can,
will be.
yeah, if you
benefit
can, please also put it in a comment under the YouTube channel, the YouTube video, so
Yes.
that it can be reachable for everyone.
Yes, yes. I hope it will be useful.
It will definitely be. Thank you, Ali.
Okay,
And
guys, thank you. I enjoyed with you, and inshallah, I'll meet you again in another session.
inshallah, we will stop the live stream now.